a day for Call of Duty fans as we were finally able to see the Black Ops Cold War campaign gameplay reveal. Players were greeted with a new mode in Warzone titled Know Your History. Inside of the game mode, players were given infinite respawns and able to collect pieces of intel and complete a mini checklist. I believe this is what triggered the trailer to drop. I may not be exactly correct with how this worked entirely, but it was some variation of said method. I am sure of that. We had heard on the Activision Q4 investors call that they were planning on debuting Black Ops Cold War in some way, shape, or form over Modern Warfare's Warzone, aka Battle Royale map, Verdansk. While this reveal may not live up to some of the great in-game events that Epic's Fortnite has conjured up, it was surely a step in the right direction. Not to mention the trailer for Black Ops Cold War looks really good. Before we get into the information of the game itself, it must be noted that tomorrow on August 27th, the online Summer Games Fest will be hosting Treyarch and Raven Software's new game at 2 p.m. The event starts at 1:30 p.m. hosted by Jeff Keighley. We don't know what the event will show fans, but it's likely to show gameplay in some way, shape, or form. Another interesting tidbit having to do with today's reveal was all the information data mined from PC files and the speculation from journalists. Everything that was data mined did in fact come to fruition, although the interpretation from some outlets was wrong or misleading. Leaks had shown the various bundles for the game that players could pre-order, but without pricing and release dates, all we could do was speculate. There are 3 editions as of now that we know of: the Standard Edition, the Cross-Gen Edition, and the Ultimate Edition. The Standard Edition is exclusively for whatever platform you're purchasing it on. For example, if you purchase the Standard Edition on an Xbox One, then that's where you will be playing. The Cross-Gen and Ultimate Editions. This series of bundles is priced and staggered no differently than any other COD release. The Cross-Gen Edition is generally known as the Deluxe Edition, but this year things are different. And for $10 more, you'll get the game for this gen and next gen consoles. While this is looked at a feature in the eyes of Activision, it's much better than shelling out another $60 for the game with no pre-purchase bonuses at all. And then to cap it off, the Ultimate Edition will give you a bunch of goodies, as well as the PS5 and Series X versions. As far as the beta is concerned, the leaked information did not provide any insight into that, nor did today's trailer. Although we can assume it will be sometime after the 9th of September, as that is when the reveal trailer for the multiplayer, or perhaps elements of Battle Royale, is going to be shown. I'm surprised that nobody realized the release date for this game was in the data mined information. There was a section discussing redeeming codes by 11/13/21. However, in our defense, November 13th didn't really seem to align with many fans' hopes of an October release, especially after Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare 2019 released in October, and Cyberpunk 2077 is also releasing in November. But quarantine has turned everybody into hardcore gamers, so it probably won't be that big of a deal. Unfortunately for Zombies fans like myself, we saw no gameplay or received any information about the mode at all. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad. Whether you know it or not, the Zombies community was oversaturated for about 5 years in a row, with Zombies and Extinction modes all providing a similar experience of surviving until the big boss fight. And I know that's vague, but give me a break. And when Black Ops 4 tried to over-market Zombies, which was entirely based off of the excess of BO3, it flopped immensely. I think Treyarch realizes how big of a letdown Black Ops 4 Zombies was to most fans, and while it wasn't that bad of a game mode by any means, it didn't shine in the way most Treyarch co-op modes do. I think the longer we hold out on Zombies, the better the payoff will be when we find out what's in store for us. People need to remember, Zombies mode is about surprise, experimentation, and innovation, and that doesn't always equal success, but most of all, great things require patience, so I urge you all to not be mad quite yet. But I will say, the new graphics engine and gunplay, Zombies is going to be so sick, especially with the Treyarch art style and the Modern Warfare graphical engine. Before I get into my worries about this game, I want to discuss a bit about what features we know from leakers about mechanics in game. We know so far that regarding Battle Royale, there will be a new map, but the mode will still be called Warzone. There will be the same skill-based matchmaking system, and the time to kill will be the same as it is right now. Basically, Warzone will be the same going forward until Activision loses money, and then they'll change it. But there will be just a Treyarch polish on it. Multiplayer is said to have a longer time to kill, possibly the same skill-based matchmaking, but that's not confirmed. Treyarch is working on trying to make it more their own version, but due to the popularity of Warzone and the free-to-play elements that are bringing in tons of money, I wouldn't expect the multiplayer mode to be drastically different from Modern Warfare's, which I think is fine. If Treyarch improves upon Infinity's Ward's mistakes, I don't think this is going to be that large of an issue, especially with the longer time to kill. I'm looking forward to this mode. I am curious to see what they're going to do about all the microtransactions and booting them over to Cold War in general. I don't think that will happen, but We'll see. Zombies, as I just stated, we don't know a lot, but what we do know, and this is old news that I've covered in other videos and gotten from other YouTubers, the old perk system is likely back, Jug is back, and leakers have hinted that the mode is much more expansive, evolved, yet traditional. So what I think when I hear that is potentially Black Ops 3 on steroids. Larger maps, longer quests, possibly different maps with different styles of quests and gameplay methodologies, possibly even different ways of interacting with the maps themselves. All I know is that I believe this will be the most refined Treyarch Zombies experience to date, the most evolved. I think Treyarch didn't execute their vision of what BO4 Zombies truly was meant to be, and this was primarily due to Activision restrictions or possibly budget restrictions in general. Hopefully they raise the bar and push the mode to an even higher standard. And I honestly think they will, especially now that last gen hardware is no longer going to be holding them back. That's always a huge component. To close out this video, I want to discuss some of the cultural choices that Activision umbrella has made over the course of the last year. Some I find to be utterly worrying, and no, I'm not talking about loot boxes. The first trailer was the reveal of the KGB agent discussing the subtlety of infiltrating the USA from the inside and destroying it like a virus, and it was pretty terrifying stuff to hear. It was the first time I ever heard it, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that sentiment. All of this to say that this company making this game with this subject lives in one of the most progressive places in the country, Los Angeles, California, where ideology is all they know. Activision has completely abandoned any and all principles, as we know. Their moral compass is completely broken. Fortunately, there are people who work for these companies who do not all share the same ideology, but they do not necessarily have a say in where the game goes. Just in the last year, Activision had denounced one of its competitive players who supported the protests in Hong Kong, which were about free speech and democracy. Then a few months later, they supported Black Lives Matter, which is an anti-American Marxist communist organization. It says so on their website. I'm not making that up. Many of the head developers or people who have had lead roles in various developing studios owned by Activision support Black Lives Matter. We've also seen Charlie Intel support the BLM movement regarding the recent tragedy of Jordan Blake, and BLM is becoming more and more unhinged by the second, and they're destroying our country via rioting, looting, harassment, violence, and murder, all based on lies. We have also seen Activision cater to China's demands of censoring their recent reveal trailer where it showed footage of Tiananmen Square. This bending the knee to communist countries and the higher-ups' belief system makes me worry that this COD, which has such great potential, will just get ruined with tons of post-modernist Marxist content. And that would be very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. I don't want Treyarch, Raven Software, or Activision rewriting history or displaying biased political opinions in favor of any side. I don't want Republican favoring. I don't want Democrat favoring. I don't want to know Vonderhaar's opinions. I don't want to know Infinity Ward's opinions. And this isn't a shut up and make the game you can't talk about politics statement. These people can say and do whatever they want on their own time. I really mean that. Vonderhaar can tweet about whatever the hell he wants. It would just be very unfortunate to ruin a great game. Why alienate half the country with modern day politics protruding into it because they feel like they need to lecture fans about social justice and to dismantle systemic racism? Now, I want to say, you can believe whatever you want, not trying to lecture you, and we can have games about political events or even political ideas themselves. I'm just telling the facts, and I want to play this game because it looks really great, not because it uses the correct pronouns or censors itself for the Chinese government. And you may think I'm being far-fetched with my claims, but we have seen the entertainment industry do strange political things a lot recently. It's not unreasonable to think that a COD game will not do it too. All of this to say, this game looks great, tons of potential. I am very excited to play it. I am very excited for the multiplayer reveal. I'm very excited for the reveal tomorrow. I can't wait to see what they show about zombies, and most importantly, I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Please leave a comment, please leave a like or a dislike or whatever. I would like to discuss your feelings about this game. Did you think the reveal was cool? Did you like that it was in Verdansk? Did you think it was a little underwhelming? I kind of did, but the gameplay trailer was so good it almost didn't matter. Anyways, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.